How to coach your football team? The most obvious answer is to go out on the pitch, give your players some exercises and watch how they perform. This is how most coaching has been done traditionally. You get to know some nice football exercises from your past experiences, your previous coaches, and translate these exercises to your players once you become a coach yourself. However, this approach has already started to be considered outdated. The more modern approach is when you have your own vision and coach your players in accordance with that vision. Let us consider an example. Imagine in your vision you wish your team relies on control of the ball and maintenance of ball possession, application of high pressing when losing the ball, and let's say making use of running in behind defensive line to penetrate the opponent's penalty box. Let us now consider the running in behind tactic in greater detail. If you want to make use of the running in behind, it should frequently occur at your training sessions. Do you remember what training principle is it when the desired behavior occurs and being coached frequently? Yes, this is the principle of propensity. If you do not remember, you can revisit the video where all the principles of the tactical periodization are explained. Okay, let's consider an example of a practice where running in behind represents the actual goal of that practice. In the following practice, you play 9 aside on half of the pitch that is divided into 3 zones, 1 middle zone and 2 outside zones. A team gets a point if one player plays the ball while other sprints to receive the ball from the middle zone to one of the outside zones. Most important here are communication and timing. The player without the ball has to sprint in behind by calling his teammate's name, whereas the player with the ball recognizes one's own name and immediately releases the ball. This is something you have to coach here. In this practice, you are shaping the tactical understanding by your team of your own football vision. Let's have a look at how this might look in the actual game after a few months of practice. Of course, there should be some variation in your training sessions, and you might consider designing somewhat different practices that are still specific to your football vision. I think you've got the idea that you first need to elaborate your own football vision and strategy, and only afterwards start designing some football practices that are specific to your vision. Do not make your vision too complicated in the beginning. Start with just 3 to 5 concepts you consider to be most important. For example, one coach might believe that those are ball possession, pressing, and running in behind, while the other may think that it's maintenance of defensive compactness, counterattacks, and quality set pieces. So who is right here and has a better football vision? The question is very difficult, if not impossible, to answer at the moment. Football is relatively new and unstudied phenomenon, and there are still many things to discover, especially in the tactical aspect of the game. When developing your football vision, try to rely both on your own football experience and intuition, and also on some already available scientific knowledge in sports science. It is highly recommended that you read a lot of football-specific scientific literature, critically analyze it, and maybe even update your football vision because of the newly acquired knowledge. In the long term, this knowledge will become one of your greatest advantages over thousands of typical dinosaur football coaches who think that their own experience is the best and the only way to go. Hope you find this video helpful. Dream big, stay tuned, and see you in a while.